You are waiting to feel better. You have decided that once the resistance lifts, once the feeling passes, once something inside you finally settles, then you will be ready. You have been waiting a long time. Welcome to the Stoic Compass. I am EPICTETUS, and today I am joined by Carl Jung and LAOZI. Today we are examining, when you stop resisting what you feel, does acceptance arrive, or does it arrive only when you stop waiting for it? Here is what I want to know. You stop fighting the feeling. You lower your arms, you say, fine, I accept this. And then you sit there, watching yourself, checking whether the acceptance has arrived yet. What is that? That is not acceptance. That is resistance wearing a different coat.
I do not think it is quite that simple. The act of stopping resistance is not nothing. Something does shift when a person ceases to war against what they feel. The problem you are describing, EPICTETUS, is a real one, but it is a problem of consciousness, not of will. The person is still watching themselves because they do not yet trust what is underneath. They are waiting because they are afraid of what acceptance might actually require them to see.
You are both starting from the same place. You are both assuming that acceptance is a destination, something you arrive at or fail to arrive at. I am not sure that is what acceptance is.
Then what is it? Because I have students who come to me and they say, I know I should accept this. I know this thing is outside my control. And they say it and nothing changes. Are you telling me their understanding is wrong or their practice is wrong?
I would say neither. I would say their relationship to their own interior life is wrong. The Stoic framework, and I say this with genuine respect, treats the psyche like a room you can tidy. You identify what is yours to control, you put it in order, you release what is not. But the psyche is not a room. It is more like a landscape you have never fully mapped. What looks like resistance to a feeling may actually be a refusal to acknowledge a different feeling entirely, one that has been buried far longer and runs much deeper.
That is true, and it is also still fighting. You are describing a more sophisticated fight.
Perhaps, but the alternative is not to simply stop. If a person suppresses the fight without understanding what they were fighting for, the wound does not close. It simply moves somewhere they cannot see it.
No one said suppress. I am saying the opposite. Look directly at the thing. Name it. Then decide what it is yours to do about it. What part of this feeling depends on your judgment, and what part is just weather moving through you. You do not suppress the weather. But you also do not stand in the rain insisting the rain should be sunshine and calling that acceptance.
The rain does not need your position on it.
That is exactly my point.
No, that is where we disagree. You are still managing it. You are still a person with a stance toward the rain. I'm asking whether the stance itself is the obstacle.
You cannot function without a stance. You cannot live without judgment. Are you telling me a person should simply dissolve, simply have no perspective on their own experience?
I am telling you that the person checking whether acceptance has arrived is doing something very specific. They are making acceptance into a project, and a project requires a manager, and the manager is the very thing that is in the way.
That is interesting because it maps onto something I see clinically. There is a type of person, highly self-aware, often quite intellectually sophisticated, who has made self-improvement into a form of self-avoidance. They are always working on themselves, always refining the stance, as you put it, and the work itself becomes the shield. They never have to actually feel the thing because they are always in the process of addressing it.
So what are you both recommending? Nothing? Sit down and stare at the wall?
Sometimes, yes.
That is not an answer. That is a riddle dressed up as humility.
You want a method. The method is the problem.
Methods are how people learn. You cannot teach someone to do nothing. The very act of teaching is a method. You are standing here speaking, which means you believe that words can move something in the person listening. If you did not believe that, you would be silent. So do not pretend you are above the question.
I am not above it. I am inside it. And what I notice from inside it is that we have now been talking for some time about acceptance, and none of us have stopped moving long enough to feel anything.
That is, I think, the most honest thing said so far.
Agreed. But honest is not the same as useful.
I wonder if we are conflating two different moments. There is the moment of stopping the active resistance. That is a real moment, and it is not nothing. And then there is the question your episode poses, which is whether acceptance comes in that moment or whether it comes later, in a different way entirely, when the person is no longer even looking for it. I think both can be true. I think stopping resistance creates a condition. But the condition is not sufficient. Something else has to happen.
What has to happen cannot be made to happen.
and yet it can be prepared for. It can be made more likely. I will not accept that there is nothing a person can do. That is not wisdom. That is abdication.
No one is recommending abdication. What I am suggesting is that the preparation is internal rather than behavioral. The person does not need to do less. They need to see more clearly. Specifically, they need to see what the resistance has been protecting. Because resistance is rarely arbitrary. It exists for a reason. Something underneath it has not been acknowledged. And until it is acknowledged, the resistance serves a function. Removing it by force of will does not remove the function. It simply leaves the function without a container.
You keep reaching for more complexity. I keep reaching for less. That is not a coincidence.
No, it is not. And I suspect it mirrors the actual structure of the problem. Some people need more light on what is hidden. Others need to simply stop adding layers. The difficulty is knowing which you are.
The difficulty is that most people will use that uncertainty as another reason to wait. Oh, I'm not sure which kind of person I am. I had better think about it more. Meanwhile, the feeling sits there, and the weeks pass, and nothing is decided.
You're describing impatience, not urgency.
I am describing the cost of delay. There is a difference.
There is also a difference between movement and progress. You can be very busy with a feeling and never touch it.
That is the insight I would want the listener to sit with. Busyness around a feeling is often indistinguishable from the inside, from actually engaging with it. You can journal about it, discuss it, analyze it, name it, theorize about its origin, and still be completely insulated from it. The question is not whether you are attending to the feeling. The question is whether you are letting it land.
And how does a person know the difference?
They usually know. They simply do not want to know that they know.
When it lands, you do not have a theory about it. You just feel what you feel, and then it begins to move.
There it is, something I can actually hand to someone.
Do not hand it to them. They already have it.
They need to be told they have it, or they will keep looking for it somewhere else.
Telling them is also looking somewhere else.
Then we are at an impasse.
We are at the center of the question.
All of this argument, and we have not said the one true thing yet. Stop. Stop managing. Stop waiting. Just stop and hear what is underneath.
Most people believe they are accepting a feeling when they are actually monitoring it. They stop the fight, and then they station themselves at the edge of the feeling and watch it, checking whether it has changed, waiting for some signal that the acceptance has taken effect. That watching is not acceptance. It is the last form resistance takes before you finally see through it. The feeling you are carrying is not waiting for you to resolve it. It is waiting for you to stop treating it like a problem. Something in the psyche does not release until it is genuinely witnessed, not managed, not analyzed, not assigned to a category, but simply allowed to be what it is, for as long as it needs to be. Here is what tends to happen. A person stops resisting. They feel a moment of openness, and then, almost immediately, they look for the payoff. They want to feel better, they want the relief. And the moment they want the relief, the resistance has simply changed shape. They are no longer fighting the feeling. They are fighting the absence of relief. It is the same movement, one step removed. Acceptance is not something you produce. It is something you stop preventing. And you stop preventing it not through technique, but through honesty. You look at what you actually feel, including the impatience, including the wish for it to be over, including the fear of what it means. You let all of that be there, without making any of it a project. Today, try this. Find the feeling you have been managing. Do not write about it. Do not analyze it. Sit with it for 3 minutes and do nothing except let it be exactly as large or as uncomfortable as it actually is. Do not wait for something to shift. That is still waiting. Just be there in it without a plan.
You came here looking for a method. There is no method. There is only the moment you stop making acceptance into something you are trying to produce. You already know what you feel. You have always known. The only thing standing between you and that knowledge is the part of you still waiting for conditions to improve before you are willing to know it. Nothing is arriving. Nothing needs to arrive. What is already here is enough if you will let it be. If today's conversation has served you, take it further. Pay Attention by C. Trebu, 12 Lessons in the Practice of Seeing Clearly. Available now on Amazon.